had a request to pull item 5.3 by one of our public members, so let's go ahead and open up 5.3. Adopt proclamation commending Calpine Corporation on 40 years of power generation. And Joan, I believe you asked this to be pulled? Yes. If you can come up to the microphone and let us know what's on your mind. Sorry, the microphone is... There you go.
Joan Moss. I am on Wildcat Road, and many of us struggled with Calpine, and I wanted to read to you what I read at the Mountain High Coffee Shop Sunday. Seismic Monitoring Advisory Committee. Calpine is part of that. I didn't understand a lot of it, but I really read that the people who represent the public, there were very few people attending the meeting. And Rob Stark was representing the community. He was the only person there representing the community. And I want to say that Calpine has, I didn't understand how much water they've used about the report, but I'm going to get a copy of it and try to understand it. And I'm going to try to understand the way the person representing the community yelled at me on the phone. Now, Sam gives me a hearing aid. Maybe I will get a hearing aid someday soon. But Calpine has been a poor neighbor, and I don't think they've been communicative with the people of the community. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Who
comment.
are me? I'm a journalist. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Paiska?
Yeah. So, thank you for your comments, Joan, but I have a really different perspective with the relationship, the public-private relationship with Calpine in the Cobb community and in the district and also countywide. I think they've been a tremendous friend and neighbor over the years. My history with Calpine goes way back to when my dad was one of the first 10 hires in the country, in the world. And then my sister, as a teen mom, had her first job there. And over the years, the investment in community, in the schools, when I was running the school garden program, it was a self-funded program. No money came from the district. And so every year, we could really count on Calpine supporting us at our public events. After the fire, do you remember the ice skating party that happened at the golf course for several weeks, bringing people together? That was funded by Calpine and their community philanthropy. You can always find Danielle at the fairgrounds during auction time. She's always buying animals. Calpine is always supporting the Sheriff's Foundation. Every place you turn around, you will see them supporting our community in every way. And we live in one of these counties where we don't have a lot of corporate partners that really step up. We don't see that a lot here. Napa County, Sonoma County, there's a lot of philanthropy that happens there. And there's a lot of benefit to the community, but here we just don't have that. But we do have a really wonderful partnership with Calpine, and they fill that public need all the time. And then our public partnership with the pipeline, we wouldn't be able to grow and develop. We wouldn't have the output that we have at the geysers without that pipeline water going in there, which contributes to our royalties, which is about to build a brand new park in Cobb. So there is a lot here. I'm really proud of our relationship over the decades, and I'm really honored to present this proclamation to them today.
Any other comments? Okay, let's go ahead and adopt 5.3. Oh,
No, I was just getting ready to make a motion.
okay, let's go for it.
Sorry. I move to adopt proclamation commending Calpine Corporation for 40 years of power generation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And with that, we will go to item 6.6, our 9:15 a.m. item, presentation of proclamation commending Calpine Corporation on 40 years of power generation.
You want to read it?
Oh, you can go ahead and read it.
Okay.
You got glasses.
I do. Board of Supervisors, County of Lake, State of California proclamation commending Calpine Corporation on 40 years of power generation. Whereas June 5th, 2024 marks 40 years since Calpine Corporation was founded in California, and Calpine Corporation now owns and operates the majority of the largest producing geothermal field in the world, located in Lake and Sonoma counties. And whereas Calpine's operation at the geysers now employ over 300 people, a majority which reside in Lake County, with about 150 full-time contractors, contributing significantly to the local economy through property taxes, royalties, goods, and services. Whereas Calpine is active in the community by supporting local emergency response units, partnering with area organizations, charities, schools, and maintaining a visitor center that is available for community events, and these efforts draw tourists to the area and educate the public on the benefit of geothermal power. And whereas, by consistently donating locally, participating in events, supporting local initiatives, joining public discussions, including key Lake County committees such as the Geothermal Advisory Committee, the Seismic Monitoring Advisory Committee, and the Geysers Air Monitoring Program, Calpine is actively engaged in community partner in Lake County. And whereas Calpine has teamed with the County of Lake to build the nation's first recycled water power-to project, the Southeast Geysers Effluent Pipeline Project has been providing an environmentally responsible way to dispose of treated recycled water, preventing its discharge into local waterways, and providing a sustainable source for steam for geothermal power operations that has helped sustain generation capacity at the geysers for over 26 years. Whereas Calpine Corporation is America's largest generator of electricity from natural gas and geothermal resources, with operations in competitive power markets serving customers in 22 states, Canada, and Mexico, providing over 26,700 megawatts of generation capacity. And whereas Calpine is the nation's largest renewable power, geothermal power producer, operating 13 geothermal power plants generating up to 725 megawatts of green baseload energy around the clock. And whereas Calpine is the forefront of California's clean energy revolution, investing in battery storage projects statewide to bolster grid reliability and support the transition to renewable energy sources, with a total of 2,000 megawatts of battery storage systems operating or in advanced development, Calpine is playing a pivotal role in securing California's energy future. And whereas through innovation, Calpine's consolidation of the geysers, steam field, and power plant is continuing to sustainably harness geothermal power from a natural clean energy source, heat from steam produced 1.5 miles below the Earth's surface, to produce electricity. Geothermal energy from the geysers is continuing to help meet California's bold greenhouse gas emissions reductions goals. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Lake County Board of Supervisors congratulates Calpine Corporation on 40 years of environmentally responsible power production, its outstanding financial and volunteer contributions to our area communities in which it operates, and the innovation, professionalism, and expertise of its employees who work hard daily to ensure the sustainability of the geysers and continuation of green geothermal power production in Lake County for years to come, passed and adopted this 4th day of June 2024. I also want to say that when the steam field was getting depleted in the late 80s, early 90s, A lot of the other corporations were pulling out of Lake County and pulling out of the geysers in general. And Calpine, slowly but surely, expanded and absorbed all of that infrastructure. So without this amazing partnership, we would not have the royalties that fund so much of our county government, including one of our deputies, a lot of the aquatic weed abatement in the lake, our parks. There's a lot of benefit that comes out of this relationship, and I really couldn't be more proud. Thank you. You want to say anything?
Yeah, let me say something.
Of course.
It's obviously a very long proclamation what you're doing, but the one thing I know that Calpine does, they really reinvest in our kids, in the schools, in everything. I mean, they invest in it. They always show up. If it's a fundraiser, if it's a community event, I want to thank Calpine for that opportunity. But what I've seen and I've witnessed throughout the years of living here, and I'll be 52 this year, is Calpine always steps up for the kids. They always come through, make sure that they donate, make sure that they're taken care of, and also provide a great opportunity for young men and women to be hired and have a great paying job to stay local here. So can't thank them enough. And I haven't been up to see the battery project, but I plan on doing that. Moving into the next generation of power generation for California in the clean energy field, you know, Calpine is always at the forefront. So thank you very much for everything that's done in our communities. We'll continue that partnership for another 100 years, I hope. So, all right, thank you.
So I just have one brief comment. Growing up in Lake County really influences me professionally, and so I am really honored to be here on behalf of Calpine because they support an employee-driven community engagement program, and it's really an honor to accept this. Thank you so much.
Oh, here we go. Got it. Okay. There. Got it. Not looking. Sure. I can use your phone. Yeah.
And also, tomorrow is the big anniversary party, so I will be bringing this to present to all of the employees.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm so excited to share it with our 300 employees. So thank you.
Some letters. Public comment.
So I'm being reminded that we did receive some public comments. I want to check in with both Supervisors Simon and Pyska. Do we want to read those out loud? I know 3 of them did make it onto the agenda. I have 1 that did not make it onto the agenda. Just want to check in with both of you on what your preference would be.
Do you want to read them? I don't have them pulled up.
Okay. I'll start with the one that was not posted on the agenda. This is from Joyce Overton, who is the Executive Director of the Highlands Senior Center. Calpine has been donating to Clear Lake Senior Center for at least the past 7 years. I can honestly say they have been a great contributor to our center. Every year they purchase animals from the 4-H at the fair auction and have it processed and donated to different organizations. They donated between $10,000 to over $20,000 worth of beef, pork, lamb, and goat every year to our seniors. There are many years our seniors would not have had much beef without their donations. As most know, our center has had years of hard times, and with Calpine support yearly, it has helped us continue our services. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for honoring Calpine on their 40th anniversary as a great contributor to our county. I'll read the next one, which was from Jim Steele. The Lake County Silver Foundation is very pleased with the proposed forward-thinking resolution. If it were not for support from the business sector, many not-for-profit public organizations could not exist or function as well. Calpine has been a major supporter of LCSF for several years. We are open to donations from all sectors, and the list is eclectic, with Calpine among the top donors to make events such as the Senior Summit possible. The LCSF-produced Senior Summit Health and Wellness Fair brings government and private sector support providers and speakers in contact with 250 seniors and elders. This event helps support programs function better through their contact, and our survey of needs provides feedback for program improvements. We also recognize those outstanding seniors and elders who give back to the community. The recognition award is joined by Congressman Mike Thompson and elevates the spirit and visibility of the amazing give back efforts by the eldest generation. Thank you for stepping up with the recognition for a business sector entity that is a major energy producer, but also a major community supporter. Your recognition might inspire others to become high-value community partners. Respectfully, Jim Steele, President, Founding Director, Lake County Silver Foundation. The next one is from, nope, that's the same one. The next one is from the Lake County Wine Auction. I have learned that Calpine might be recognized by the BOS on their 40th anniversary. I would like to say how much we are appreciative of the support Calpine has given us over the years. Lake County Wine Alliance is the charitable arm of the Lake County wine industry. This year will be our 23rd annual event. From the past 22 years, we have distributed $2,853,752 to organizations in Lake County. This has been made possible in large part due to the continued support we have received from Calpine. They have been an enthusiastic supporter from the beginning. Just in the last 2 years, we have dispersed $526,000, one-third of which has gone to the 5 high schools in the county. We support programs all around the lake. If we did not have sponsors such as Calpine, this would not be possible. I was just at an event on Friday evening, was speaking with a group of people attending, and Calpine, Danielle Matthews Saparis, came up in the conversation. Her participation in events around the county were being lauded, such as the 4-H FFA livestock auction, sponsoring Rotary events, Little League teams, the Land Trust, and many, many more. It was on Saturday that I heard about the proclamation and thought about the conversation from the night before. I would just like to say how much we think Calpine is worthy of this recognition. And that was specifically Marie Beery, the Vice President. And there's one more, I believe there's one more. Yeah.
Here, though. You want?
You want to?
There you go.
Please do so, because I seem to have misplaced it.
Can't promise it's verbatim, but Rebecca Harper, Lake County Farm Bureau. I just wanted to thank Calpine and Danielle specifically. They've been a wonderful partner and supporter of Lake County Farm Bureau and also of California Women for Ag. I know many of you supervisors have been through the Ag Venture program, and so they're a huge supporter of that program. And as we've heard from many other stakeholders, they support lots that goes on in our community. So I think this recognition is really well deserved. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Danielle. I know she works really hard to bring all of that support to fruition. So we really couldn't be more lucky to have such a wonderful person responsible for all of that. So thank you, Danielle. And I think that moves the sentiment of my public comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I squeeze in here?
Absolutely.
Public comment?
Absolutely.
The county sheriff, Rob, also just kind of echoing some of the comments made, lifelong resident here, 30 plus years with the county. Well, at 52, by the way, you'll still be just a kid. But in that lifetime here, I've never seen Calpine as anything but a supporter and a friend. We do have Sheriff Foundation events. I don't think Calpine has ever not been in the top contributors or supporters of those events. So I'd like to thank Calpine and Danielle as well.
Please.
Nancy Rizika. I made it a point to come up here this morning, although it's graduation week and many things are going on here in Lakeport. I just wanted to say that one evening after my husband passed away, I was in a restaurant in Kelseyville, and I was seated alone, and across the room was Danielle, who asked me to join her. And I was feeling very sad at the time, but it made me reflect on the history of the geysers, especially I haven't heard it stressed in the comments, but Calpine has supported the entire county, not just the south end of the lake or the geysers, but the North Lakeport wastewater that went along Highway 20 to inject water into the geysers. And a man I enjoyed working with as a member of the Board of Supervisors. Walt Wilcox said to me one day, either this is going to be wonderful or it's going to be one of the biggest fiascos ever in Lake County. And I think it's been wonderful. And Danielle was in that restaurant because she was spending the night in Kelseyville because she was going to get out to Little Borax Lake early in the morning and supply waters and Calpine staff to clean up the area, joining the citizens cleaning up Clear Lake. And I thought that was awesome because Little Borax Lake is quite a ways away from the geysers. I was faced with a problem without my engineer husband when I wanted to buy the house next door to me that I had sold to the people 20 years ago, and they both had passed away. And the minute the for sale sign went up, I gave a full asking price offer to buy that house because I didn't want any yahoos living next door to me in North Lakeport. And they only gave me 5 days to inspect the house, which part of it is over the lake, and I didn't know what the underneath was like. And without an engineer's husband to help me, how was I going to inspect the house next door? And a man had worked for me for a year, who works as a private consultant for Calpine. And all of a sudden, when I had a contractor there, a painting expert, because the bottom was waterproofed, the engineer showed up. I had a set of plans. He looked at the plans. He climbed under the house. He had been sent down by Calpine. So, you know, these are beautiful people that work there, represented in philanthropy by Danielle. And I personally want to thank Calpine because we had the privilege to work on that water line, do the survey work, and I think maybe the inspection. I'll have to look at the old records. And we were able to hire 2 interns that summer. And one of the interns is now the city public works director for the city of Ketchikan, Alaska. I'm really proud of her. So if you go to Ketchikan, Alaska cruise, look at that community. It's a Sausalito Hain on the side of the hill. And another intern who went on to work for, I think it was Peter Kiewit, and head up many projects for them. And he was from Nice. So I personally want to say thank you to Calpine, and thank you for recognizing them today.
Any other public comment on this? And thank you all for your comments and adding to the proclamation.
One more comment.
Oh, one more, please, coming up.
The meeting that I read was about seismic monitoring committee, and I want you to know that my friend at Loch Lomond looks at a website, and there are 40 earthquakes a day up at Loch Lomond. I just want you to know that. And a lot of them are caused by the geothermal seismic activity. I didn't even get to speak my 3 minutes, so thank you very much.
Thank you. And with that, we will go ahead and close the item.